Good evening, and welcome to another frazzled version of Diatribes from the voice of Doom. Now here's your fabulous freakazoid, voice of Doom. I hope I don't go viral, because I think I'm breaking a lot of copyright laws. But I have a lot of nostalgic like for that particular song. It's a very innocuous song by Devo. The New Wave Era, 1981. And it means a lot to me because my band used to play that song, and for a while we couldn't really get it down very good. I'll go into the history of music later with a few episodes as soon as the conflagrations passed. But just to make a long story short, we were trying to play this song and we couldn't get it, and the drummer was like, I just can't really get it, so I'd rather surf and smoke weed than play in a band. So I found this new drummer for you, and he found a drummer that had actually listened to the songs we were practicing and came right in and started playing, and the rest is history. I'll tell you about it later. But it was good times. So that's why I played that as bumper music, and if I go viral, they can sue me later, and that will be fun. Wanted to do a free-form diatribe about just things in general, because it's like this September 24th was 12:11 a.m. Pacific whatever time, and so it's September 24th now. It started, and people are talking about it. It's not a big, huge, hairy deal, but something happens today. Well, something happens today on a Saturday. But I wanted to talk about things that might happen anyway, regardless of whether you prophesy or not. And that might be something like worldwide annihilation. Now, it's coming to a head, and I think people are starting to see it. I believe most people are starting to see it. I work at a restaurant, and I tend bar there, and I talk to people that you would say are mainly Caucasoid MAGA terrorists in their 70s and 80s. So I think they're not much of a threat, but yes, they are the enemy that Petri Dish has been railing about. And I guess we're kind of hunkering down a little bit, but I'm talking about, hey, we talk politics a bit, and they think, oh, I was around for 2000, the stock market plunged. 2008, the housing market went kerflooey, and I got out of the market, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying, and they're like, we can, we'll come out of whatever this is, like the stock market going down 1,000 points this week, more than 1,000. It didn't have any updates this week, I noticed. Now, I know a little bit about the stock market as far as their psychology. I can't afford to play that game. I play my stock market over on the machine. It's just easier to get your money. If you win, you win. They always buy on the downside. So it's always going like this, but it's going big swings. 500 down, 400 up, 500 down, 1,000 down, 500, 600 up. Come on. I mean, I know who's making the money there. That's very obvious. People playing the derivatives on the S&P and the Dow Jones. Betting to go up or down, making millions every time it goes up 500 points, they make millions. Every time it goes down 500 points, they make millions. But I talk to people at work and they're like, we'll get through it. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain it to them because they can't understand, but America's not going to be exempt from calamity. We've gotten by too easy. I'm the only one that's going to say it, because anyone else that says it is either going to be canceled or their sponsors will leave. We've gotten off too easy, and America's going to get it for the military-industrial complex of perpetuating war ever since the end of World War II, when we had a chance to maybe make things differently after we had blown up everything. We decided to make war a cottage industry. And if you don't know it by now, you don't know anything. And I believe in karmic retribution, cause and effect. Now, you make an industry out of destruction, of killing people, eventually you're going to suffer retribution. And I'm not exempt, so don't think I'm some big high horse. But I'm telling you, we're getting close now, and there's not going to be a chance to even say things much longer, obviously. So I'll say things now. Now, there is a huge, I don't know how to explain it. There is a conflict that is coming, that is already happening, but it's coming to a head between technology and what you might call, totalitarianism, religious, authority, talking about the Middle East, or totalitarianism and technology. And something's got to happen soon, because one way or the other, people aren't going to put up with living the way they live. Because every last idiot, freaking tribal guy in Brazil that still has, poison arrows, has a freaking cell phone, has an iPhone. Everybody in Africa, I don't care how primitive they are, I don't care if they have to chase after those monkeys, baboons, to try to find water on the Kalahari and running. They still have an iPhone. And the Aborigines in Australia are hunting for whatever. They're the only ones that will survive the conflagration because they know how to live off the land, and they have iPhones. So they're seeing how the world is. They're seeing that what used to be the United States has the free time to quibble and quabble about the stupidest things in the world. And all these people, what used to be people, have to make themselves unique in order to feel special, because you're told if you're not special, then you're nobody. Come on. You gotta be a rap star, you gotta make music. Well, you better practice, man. I practiced and I still couldn't make it. So come on. Everybody's gotta be special, so I gotta be a they or a thex or a thix or a vex or a hex or a mix or a six or a sex. And it's like, wait a minute. Everybody can be individualistic, but it's turning into a real problem with what used to be the United States getting all hung up on this. It's seeping into everything. It's going to make us, well, we're already done, but we're going to be weaker because we're too busy worrying about pronouns than to worry about nuclear annihilation. I know they're going to be in a damn class when the bombs come flying over from wherever. It could be anywhere. But that's not just bombs, it's these people in the outback and see how people live. And they're like, why shouldn't I live like that? People in Africa are like, why shouldn't I live like that? Why am I crawling into a hole to get cobalt for these stupid ass electric vehicles that they need to make millions of. It would be nothing but horror for the environment. And they're crawling into a hole to get it, and they can see on their phone that we live way better. And we're sitting here worrying about, some Karen calling the police because her bacon wasn't crisp. Now come on. I'm not saying anything, I'm saying a lot. You better get with it. It's the 24th. Whether something happens today or tomorrow or the next day, it's going to happen, and everybody knows it. And when I talk to these people at work and they say, America's always come through and weathered it, it's like, you don't understand the situation now. We've never been $30 trillion in debt. We've never had a government that's insane, and that's putting it nicely. And we've never had a situation where America, what used to be, is not an entity anymore, because everybody's going willy-nilly, and we'll all be killed. And nobody wants to believe it. I'm a very depressing bartender. I don't know why people keep coming to sit at the bar, because they know what they're going to hear. They're going to hear doom. But that is my want, and some people kind of enjoy it. I turn it into a little bit of satire, comedy. People who seem to be entertained. Then I can play piano on the side, so that's how you do it. You learn how to play. Don't just think you're going to be a rap star. There's some good rap stars in Kenya, I'm sure. They're pretty good. This dancing thing I'm getting kind of tired of. I'll tell you that at the end. A couple of little snippets. I go through the shorts on YouTube, and it's like these people, it's going to get old real quick. Oh yeah, okay, you can dance, great. And that's fine. But it just gets overdone. And I will say gas prices are going up. So every time you hear about how the gas prices are coming down, forget that. But we won't have time to worry about gas because things are going to get bad. I think I gave a good rant because I'm kind of out of it. So I hope you enjoyed it. And think about what I said. I don't think I have anything else really particularly important to say. But I think people should think about, technology and the phones. Everybody's they're glued to the phones, and everybody's seeing it. That's why they're protesting. It's like, why should we live like this under these totalitarians? And the totalitarians are going, hey, I got my finger on the button. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting day. I'll get back to you after this all happens. And enjoy the night.